I call Colum Eastwood.
Thank you very much, Mr Deputy Speaker. I think at times we can be guilty of forgetting what this is all about. I remember very clearly the night that Kieran Doherty was shot. I got a phone call, probably like other members of this House, and told that there was a body on the Braehead Road in the outskirts of Derry and they'd been murdered. And I remember very, very clearly sitting with the family, with Kieran's mother, his grandmother, his sister, his partner, and the wider family. And I've been in a lot of houses where people have died tragically, and they're all more or less the same. The hurt, the pain, the suffering that those families go through is the same. Kieran Doherty didn't make an application for compensation, Mr Deputy Speaker. His family did. They're the ones left with the hurt, the pain and the burden that they have to carry for the rest of their lives. They're the people that this debate is about. And I think we would do a lot better in this House than dragging them in here to deal with some of the issues that we just haven't resolved. Over a time when it was very difficult to stand up to dissident Republicans in the city of Derry, Kieran Doherty's family stood up to them. They stood beside us. It's much easier for us in public life to stand against people like this, but they stood with us against the terror that dissident Republicans were visiting on our city and on our people. They need to be commended for that, and all of that needs to be remembered when we talk about Kieran Doherty and we talk about his family in this House today, because those kind of stands aren't easy to take when your loved one has just been murdered by the very people you're standing against, and when you don't have the cover of political and public office to protect you. But the sad part of this debate, Mr Speaker, and I'm nearly sick saying it, is that if we don't deal with the past, if we don't deal with what was completely unfair, completely unjust, the last 40 years of our history, all of it, if we don't deal with that comprehensively and properly, then we're going to be visiting this kind of debate and this kind of re-traumatisation on families forever more. Amen. We've been away for 2 or 3 months, Mr Deputy Speaker, and we're back 2 days. The whole tenor of this, the whole tenet of the debates in the past 2 days has been about issues that still dog us from the past, because we have all collectively failed to deal with them. And the really unfair thing is that we're dragging not just the Doherty family, but every other family that is still waiting on a proper process for dealing with the past. We're dragging them in here because we can't deal with our own issues. And I hope, Mr Speaker, that Mr Deputy Speaker, that we will all be mindful of this fact when we're approaching the Haas talks, because one of the major key parts of the Haas talks, and I have hope for the Haas talks, is that we need to face up to dealing with the past and all the issues that surround it. We've heard from different sources in different parties in this House, and in particular the DUP basically said that they don't have a lot. Some of their members have hinted that they don't have a lot of faith that the Haas process can deal with the issues of the past. I hope that they're coming to that process with the same positivity that we hope to bring to it, because the DUP say the past is too big and too dark and too difficult to deal with. Best thing to do is just draw a line onto the past and move forward. But then every week nearly we're in here dealing with another issue, debating another issue of the past. And all the time we're able to go home and forget about it and go back on the next day and do a day's work. And families have to watch night after night on the TV their stories and their loved ones being dragged into the political process again. And my generation, the generations that are coming after my generation, are stuck dealing with an issue that we haven't dealt with. All the issues that people want to deal with, young people want to see us dealing with, about health and education and the future of this society, are put to one side so that we can all deal with the issues that we haven't faced up to. It's just ridiculous, Mr Speaker, that we, in the name of people, and I think people do it for the right reasons, but in the name of victims, we re-traumatise them continually because we don't have the guts to face up to the issues that we need to face up to. And I hope, Mr Speaker, I'm disappointed to hear that the Alliance Party today, who don't agree, who won't agree and don't agree with the motion or the amendments, but still won't stand up with the rest of us and vote them down. That is inexplicable to me, and I hope they change their mind. And I hope as well the Ulster Unionist Party, who I don't know what their position on victims is at this point, but it's changed again.
I called